Brian Burghardt here at Artisan Lakes, just after our latest freeze and before the next one. It has been a cold January, and this is the coldest stretch I can remember in my 22 years here in Jacksonville. They're calling for generational cold on Saturday night, they say, so I hope everyone stays warm. As you can see behind me, some plants like the agave and the azaleas behind there have done just fine. Some, like the Blew My Mind Blue Daze and the Duranta, are not very happy throughout the community. Things like arbicolas, Hawaiian Thai plant, hibiscus, more of the tropical tender plants that we get away with most years here in Jacksonville or the St. Johns County, and it remains to be seen how much more of a hit they take this coming weekend. Overall, Artisan Lakes is looking really good. While the grass is brown and there's minimal weed growth, it filled in really nice in the fall, and I'm fairly certain that the majority of the yards will get through the winter just fine with minimal freeze damage. You know, we put a lot of energy and input into getting the roots strong through our fall and winter season. In January, we just did a fertilization basically that was meant for the roots. We also did a pre-emergent herbicide to help with the winter weeds. This coming month, our spray team will be coming back through, and really it's just an inspect and treat. They'll put, again, a root fertilizer down and be looking for weeds. They'll look for fungus. I doubt we'll get any fungus until March, because this grass looks like it will be pretty dormant through February, though it does start to grow quicker than you think once it warms up. I'm sure within a few weeks we'll probably be up until the 70s again, as is the case in Florida winter. I'm sure you noticed we just did do a pretty big enhancement project, both at the front entry monument and at the front gates, shrinking some bed space with the installation of perennial peanut, taking out some plants that weren't really doing well, and sort of reorganizing the front entry monument. Some of those plants have taken a hit. We'll reevaluate once the winter is over to see if we do have to replace any under warranty. I'm confident that that will not be a lot. The trinettes usually come back pretty well, and peanuts, always go dormant this time of the year, just like the ones that have been here for a long time are dormant after the cold snaps. The maintenance team will be staying off of the lawn as much as possible. We'll mow a little bit here and there. There's a few pockets under trees and close to houses that may need a little mowing here in the next month probably. But overall, we'll be concentrating on detail. The guys are working through and about almost finished tree limb ups. They should be done by next week, and then we'll start doing cutbacks right after that. Cutbacks of flax lily, loriope, African iris. Those are the main three. Oh, and any grasses. And then I would imagine towards the end or the middle to end of February, we'll go ahead and start cutting back all the tropicals, the durantas and the trinettes and things like that have gotten hit by the cold. We'll do that probably, I'd say, starting in the second week in February, because we do have a lot to get cut back, and we want to get as far as we can with that prior to mulching, which I believe the mulch contractor is scheduled the last week of February. So I don't know that we'll be fully through it, but we'll do the best we can and hopefully give them a head start so that we can minimize how many cutbacks and how much trimming we do after the new mulch. I don't think it's going to be possible to get it all done before the mulching. We'll try and minimize as much as possible, and I'll work with the contractor a little bit just to see if we can schedule them to mulch the areas that have been cut back prior. So we'll do the best we can there. Irrigation wise, we're doing an irrigation check today. We have been shutting off the controllers during the freeze events. They do have rain freeze sensors, but it helps me sleep at night if I just shut them off, so I know they're not going to water during the cold. There have been a few days where we have not shut them off, where they did stop watering due to the cold, so we do know that they are working. But we'll just be doing regular inspection and repairs, trying to fine-tune the system so that going into the dry season and the warm season, which, crazy enough, is just a few short months away, that will be as efficient as possible and make sure we get enough adequate water without wasting water as much as possible on the system. Look out, I would say, within the next 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks, We'll be putting out our Artisan Premier package once again and opening that up for new people to join, which included in that is 4 irrigation inspections, 1 quality assessment per season, and 2 aerations and an additional nutrient package during that aeration, basically a liquid top dress. With that, we also warranty your sod through the year. So most of our resident homes, since we don't control the irrigation, we do not warranty sod, but we do warranty the sod for our Premier customers. Like I said, the maintenance guys are doing detail. Once they finish limb ups, we'll do our cutbacks, and then probably end of February, beginning of March, we'll start to do our first trim. We've been tipping the hedges. They look really good right now, but we haven't been doing full prunes. We'll do a full prune and plant growth regulator application end of February, beginning of March, somewhere in there. It takes us about 4 weeks to do that, so it'll probably start in February and go through the middle to end of March. As always, feel free to put in work orders if there's something that's needed or something that you notice that looks off about your landscape, and we'll come out, we'll take a look and get it rectified if at all possible. And if not, we'll try and at least point you in the right direction. Thank you so much, and stay warm, and look forward to a great grow season here at Artisan and a beautiful community landscape throughout.